This is a stimulus check update and daily news report. Good news for Democrats. Manchin is back in. He is ready to talk about the Build Back Better bill. And one Democrat proposes a deadline for the stimulus reconciliation. I'll play a video clip of the Democrats' new plans and strategies. Another vaccine mandate has been blocked by a federal judge. The IRS said that dead people could claim their stimulus checks in 2021. There's a new $3,000 bonus for certain workers. And a stimulus check update. One state will give you $850 a month for 2 years if you're eligible, and another 70,000 federal student loan borrowers have just gotten their student loans forgiven. I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 to my subscribers in just a few days, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But first, the big breaking news. So Manchin says he's ready to talk. Can Democrats sell him on a new Build Back Better? The pivotal centrist Democrat has been elusive on President Biden's top domestic priority. He says he's willing to restart negotiations from scratch. So Democrats are eager to try to please King Manchin on this. One more chance, it seems like, to get it done. So what did Joe Manchin say? So he said, we'll be talking to everybody who wants to talk. We'll just be starting from scratch. So Joe Manchin is ready to talk. Does this mean anything is going to get done? Probably not, because Joe Manchin has always been willing to talk, but he's not willing to give up what he wants in exchange for what the Democrats want. So Biden seeks to save what he can from the Build Back Better. President Biden had a huge press conference the other day saying that the Build Back Better will be broken up into pieces. So as it was before, not the 3.5 trillion, not the 1.75 trillion, but probably a lot lower in pieces. They'll get whatever they can, salvage what they can to try to appease King Manchin in the situation. And one Democrat is proposing a deadline for the stimulus reconciliation of the Build Back Better. Here's a video clip explaining more of what the Democrat strategy is.
Democrats must unite around focusing on passing the climate agenda that President Biden has proposed, no matter what that takes, no matter what it requires to be split off of the big Build Back Better bill. That's my view. President Biden is now open to splitting the major domestic policy agenda into separate climate and social safety net bills, despite the wishes of many progressive groups. I want to see what two lawmakers who would have to make that legislation a reality think of this strategy. Senator Ed Markey, a Democrat of Massachusetts who sits on the Environment and Public Works Committee, and Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat of California who chairs the Oversight and Environmental Subcommittee, and both join me now. Senator Markey, do you agree that climate should be prioritized above everything else, and you do whatever you can to salvage that portion of this legislation?
I agree with Joe Biden. We should prioritize climate. It's largely been negotiated. The financing is there, and we should use it as the foundation. And then if we can get the 50 votes on any other family protection provisions in the Build Back Better bill, we should add that in as well. But climate should be the foundation. And then it's absolutely imperative that we set a deadline, that we use the State of the Union address on March 1st as the deadline to get it done. We should bring a bill out in February onto the floor of the United States Senate. The time for talking is over. It's now a time for action. The time for negotiation is over. It's now time to reach an agreement. And so from my perspective, climate has to be the foundation. It's the healthcare, environmental, economic, national security, and moral issue of our time. And we cannot miss this historic moment. We can reach an agreement on that issue. Joe Manchin said it's the easiest area for him to reach an agreement. We should take him at his word, reach that agreement, and add in whatever else we can get on the social issues.
Yeah, we should note that the climate, just in case people think this is wishful thinking, the climate portion of the bill, the $500 billion, already went through a kind of like Manchin washing, where a bunch of stuff that he objected to got taken out, including things that I really support. I think both of you support. The clean energy standard got taken out. I think we should have it in. But you know what? You can't get a vote for it. You can't get a vote for it. Congressman Khanna, do you agree with this strategy?
I do, Chris. Let me just say, because I rarely am on with Senator Markey, no one has done more for the climate in the entire Senate or House than he has. But climate will be the foundation for what we come up with. It's going to be about $500 billion. As you said, Senator Manchin is on board with that. It will be the largest investment in climate that the United States government has ever made. My view is, and I have a good relationship with Senator Manchin, let's give him a chance to say what he is for. I think he's going to be for not just climate, but universal preschool. He's actually for raising taxes on some of people who are wealthy. He's for negotiating on prescription drugs. I think he can come up with something that will have the consensus, support of the president, support of House progressives. And we should give him that opportunity. And frankly, we should do it with respect. I mean, going and attacking him isn't going to get you the 51 votes.
I couldn't agree more. I'm agreeing. We're now all agreeing with each other, which is slightly disappointing because I was all ready to argue with both of you. But I do think, I mean, I guess this is, everyone's gotten religion on this because I think that, look, the strategy here, Senator Markey, was we're going to outline this thing and we're going to get Manchin and Sinema to come along. And, you know, you can't invent leverage over a person that you don't have. And I just want to say for people watching this, I looked at polling from West Virginia today. Joe Biden's approval rating in West Virginia right now is 29%. Joe Manchin's 54%. Donald Trump's is like 65%. That's West Virginia voters. So, you know, if you can get the West Virginia senator on board for $500 billion in climate spending, Senator Markey, that's not bad.
Yeah, Henry Waxman and I from California, we worked hard on a bill. We got it passed through the House in 2009, but a lot of talking, a lot of negotiation in the Senate, and it died. And that was 12 years ago. We've lost a lot of time. We cannot lose the next 10 years. So this is our opportunity to use climate, again, as the foundation. We can do this, but time is running out. Time is our enemy. Time is the friend of the climate denial fossil fuel industry. So if we take advantage of this, and again, Ro Khanna has done a great job leading on this in the House of Representatives and so many other progressives, we have to take a win here. We've got an opportunity for a big win, and we can add in other big victories that Ro. If we do it, this will be an historic victory for Joe Biden, for the Democratic Party, and for the planet, because the Democratic Party will be looking up at this threat of climate change, and we will be putting the solutions in place.
I just want to be clear here. Like, there's very tangible modeling on all this. This isn't, I mean, look, we don't know the future. There's also, to a certain degree, it's speculative. But here's the drop in emissions. Business as usual, just with the infrastructure bill or with this chunk. Could we put this up? Because I think, like, the 2030 goal, which is the dotted line there, the current trajectory doesn't get us there. If you could get the climate provisions in Build Back Better, we get there. Now, again, the future is unwritten. Lord knows what happens. But, like, our best guess is that is the thing that puts us on trajectory. And I want to ask you this, Congressman Khanna, because just to go back to sort of the thesis of the last block, and I know you're not going to pull back the curtain too much, but I'll ask it anyway. When you look back at the ACA and healthcare, right, a lot of that this was unfinished business of the Democratic Party, because the last time there was a Democratic president with a Democratic House and Democratic Senate, it died, right? Clinton care didn't happen. An enormous setback. It was the dream of Harry Truman on forward through Democratic presidents to get some sort of healthcare. Waxman-Markey, named after the senator on your screen right there with Henry Waxman, was the big unfinished business of domestic policy of the Obama administration. Dodd-Frank passed, the ACA passed, Waxman-Markey dies in the Senate. My question, Congressman Khanna, is why wasn't it that thing that healthcare was back in 2009 this time around?
It was part of an economic message. I think part of it was Donald Trump had just won. All these folks we met had economic anxiety. Jobs had gone offshore. President Biden came and said, I've got to rebuild America. And part of that was the Green New Deal or climate new policies. But it was one piece of the puzzle. But I agree with you. It's the most important piece because it's irreversible. I mean, who knows when we'll have this moment again? And I actually don't think it's that complicated. If you give Senator Manchin the pen, I know some progressives don't like me saying this, but just give him the pen, let him come up with something. I think he's going to come up with something that is going to be extraordinarily much better than nothing on climate. And I think we can get consensus on that. And he will look good in history. Senator Markey, of course, already has a place in history, and Joe Biden will look good in history and will do something for the planet.
Democrats, as usual, very hopeful and optimistic that something will get done, but yet we haven't heard from Manchin of anything from his point of view of what he likes, what he doesn't like. Is Joe Manchin going to finally be on board? Also, let me know what you think about the deadline of March 1st. Is that going to happen? Is it not going to happen? We've had deadlines for 6 months. If it goes up to March, it'll be almost a year that they've been trying to get this done. So when it comes to U.S. judge blocks Biden vaccine mandate for federal workers in latest blow to White House COVID agenda. So this is the second one that has been blocked. The federal judge in Texas blocked the Biden administration from enforcing an executive order requiring federal employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Biden's executive order amounts to a presidential mandate that all federal employees consent to vaccination against COVID-19 or lose their jobs. The judge wrote, the ruling marks the latest setback for President Biden, whose efforts to boost U.S. vaccination rates through sweeping workplace safety rules have been repeatedly stymied in the courts. So it doesn't look like that vaccine mandate is going through as well. Let me know your thoughts on vaccine mandates. Good idea, bad idea. So when it comes to stimulus checks, latest push for one group to get a fourth stimulus check. What this article is talking about is the Senior Citizens League for the $1,400 stimulus check just for seniors collecting Social Security. Now, we haven't heard much news about this. It has a link to the petition. Now, I'm going to do this live. If you click it, I haven't been able to access this for months, so I don't know if they just gave up on it. It's just blank. I clicked on the link and it's blank. So I don't know if they gave up on the petition for it, but that hasn't really gone anywhere, a stimulus check just for senior citizens. Governor Hochul to offer up to $3,000 in direct payments to healthcare workers as part of a $10 billion plan. So this is going on in New York. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she is offering up to $3,000 each in direct payments to full-time healthcare workers who remain in their positions for 1 year as part of a $10 billion plan. Yeah, New York is struggling a lot with workers in general, especially healthcare workers. So my wife is a nurse. She still has friends who are nurses in New York. That's where we're from originally. And yeah, it's a really hard time there. So they're going to get out $3,000 bonuses, or at least that's what they're hoping for. And then another article here, $5,000 payments or more could be waiting on this group of Americans. Spoke about this yesterday. If you had a baby in 2021, you'll get a $3,600 child tax credit plus a $1,400 stimulus check. So in just 2 days, January 24th, you'll be able to file your taxes. Even if you did not have any income and you had a baby, or you know anyone, pass this information along. You could get $5,000 just for having that baby in 2021. Then stimulus update, 2021 $1,400 stimulus payment can be claimed for dead people in 2022. So this is officially from the IRS. So what the IRS is saying here, right from the IRS, saying an individual who died in 2021 or in 2022 and did not receive the full amount of the third economic impact payment may be eligible for the 2021 recovery rebate credit if the individual met the eligibility requirements while alive. So if you know somebody, a loved one, friend, family member, if they passed away in 2021 or 2022 and they were eligible for a stimulus check, meaning they met all the requirements, then they could get it and a loved one could actually claim the stimulus check on their behalf. To clear it up, saying an individual who died prior to January 1st, 2021 does not qualify for the 2021 recovery rebate credit. So if someone passed away before January 1st, then they don't get it. But if they passed away after January 1st of 2021, then they're eligible, or whoever could claim it for them, for a stimulus check. Stimulus check update. One state will give you $850 a month for 2 years if you're eligible. So this is part of the Guaranteed Income Program, or Universal Basic Income Program. So this is launching soon. This initiative of Give Directly and the Georgia Resilience and Opportunity Grow Fund will provide 650 women across Georgia an average of $850 per month over 2 years. So that's going on just for women in Georgia. And then when it comes to student loan forgiveness has arrived for 70,000 borrowers working public service jobs. So The overhaul of a controversial loan forgiveness program was projected to erase the debt of 22,000 student loan borrowers in its first weeks. 3 months in, more than triple that figure had their debts wiped out. So the U.S. Department of Education released a public service forgiveness loan figures Thursday, a year into President Joe Biden's term as president. The loan forgiveness initiative was rolled out in 2007. All right, let me get to the number here. Yeah, so data from the department shows roughly 70,000 borrowers have qualified for nearly $5 billion in relief. So if you work in public service, yeah, lucky you. Let me know if you've gotten your student loan forgiven or if you know anyone who has. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is tip of the day. I want to tell you one of my favorite secrets. Adults don't know everything. And also, so I don't too. I know I'm really smart, but I don't really know as much things. You don't know as much things, but we're all gonna learn. I promise. If you keep on working every day, I can. And we all can, and we can all be really smart. And we can all be really smart.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. I'm giving out $200 to my subscribers. I'm announcing it in just a few days. I have details down in the description below. And I have a pickleball tournament today and tomorrow. So wish me luck. I'm not going to be able to do a video tomorrow because the tournament continues at 7 in the morning. So I'm not going to have enough time to wake up and provide a video. So no video for Sunday, but I'll let you know how I did in the pickleball tournament on Monday. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and if you want to check out my latest video on my other channels, you can click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.